Hello and welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Monday, the 18th of November, and I am your host, Shozen, and with me today is my co-host, Bogul. How are you doing today, sir?
Good morning, good morning. I am doing quite well. I had a good weekend. How about you?
I did too. I got some rest in and a little bit of relaxation. Even got to enjoy a very exciting Invasion Day. It was
Ooh,
kind of, it was on.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure we get to talk about some of what happened during that stream or maybe some of the fallout during that show today, but I think we have some other things today. Since it's Monday, on Monday we do like a little bit of a look
We try to look back.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we didn't do a last week in Albion Today show last Monday, right?
No. Last Monday I was not here. I was still trying to fix up the old office. I hope you guys can see the screen behind me is very green right now. Um, we fixed a few walls. Things are very good around here. But we've got a lot of work to do still. So
I see. I
yeah, I'm
see.
gonna need more time off. So, but first, Bogo, let's talk about last week and what I did do here on stream. You know what I did do is I got a lot of interviews in over the last two
Right.
weeks.
Yeah. How many? Three, four? Three, I think, right?
Three interviews, yeah. I think it was might have had one the earlier in the week, but we did have. Let's see, we had Pharaoh from Sumos.
Mm-hmm.
We had Identity of Demonic Fury. Then we had the group invite. Like I played with these guys overnight. We had One of Us is in Viz. And then I had a fourth one, Bogle, that you don't have up here. I had Frozen Ice just
Oh,
the other
right.
day.
Let me get that link too.
Yeah, Bogle's gonna link up all of those for you there. Let's see. Pharaoh was an interesting one. I believe I had talked to Pharaoh before on Albion News 24. He does some videos and stuff. He's a bit of a multimedia guy. It was an interesting time with him. Identity was, let's see, was he the one who he had his own Twitch stream, correct? Yes, he has his own Twitch stream that and a YouTube channel. He came from a different game, and then he came here, and he has some different ideas on stuff, and he's working with new guilds. Then we had One of Us in Viz. That's a family friendly guild. They were very interesting. They had some family friendly name choices like "We have candy, get in the van." I think that's a good idea. It burns when I PvP. I think that's another good name for a family friendly guild. But I think they settled on the right one because they do have 9-year-olds playing with them, and One of Us is in Viz is probably just safer.
Hmm. Well, if you have 9-year-olds, it sounds like a good place to be
Yeah, no,
anyway, since
those guys were a lot of fun. Then I talked to Frozen Ice, and he is the head tank or the main tank of the 5-man GVG team of Conflict, who are, I guess you could say, are right now kind of like the GVG team of Squawk, the new squad alliance. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works out for them going forward. They're going to have their hands full. They do have a good team, and I wish them the best of luck. They have a fantastic group of players who get together, and you can listen to that as well. But what else did we have? We had a giant patch, right? Well, a pretty big patch, a
oh, a small
significant
one, yeah,
patch.
yeah,
Eh,
yeah.
okay, how about small but significant? Can we call it significant?
Oh
Because I
yes,
feel like it's
yes.
significant. I feel like if you're gonna say we're adding a new faction to the game, that can't be really considered a small thing. You just added a new NPC faction to the game, the Avalonians, who began their
Hmm.
invasion of the Outlands, and they give out a special
Have you
energy. They give
have
out
you
special
seen the
awards. It's a pretty big deal, Bogle.
have you seen the little hotfix patch notes that they had for the patch one that was released slightly after? It's just a cute one. Let me find it and I'll read it. But yeah, we had the big patch where the season details got introduced. Um, we also see some new bosses on the map, the mages. that spawn periodically. I haven't gotten to see anybody doing these yet. Have you observed anybody?
The mages, no. I have not gotten to see them. I logged off after the invasion. I have not seen the mage fight yet.
Oh, okay.
Fun Sponge, abalone are not good fish. They are snails. We looked it up.
Yeah, we have a snail problem in Albion now. It's official.
It's worse than Florida, I swear. It's
Yeah, and apparently the thing that I want to mention about the hotfix was one that we have more of these bosses, the Avalonian mage bosses, with some consideration for our Southeast Asian folks, I think, and they apparently accidentally put some acolytes into the royal continent as well, but they rounded up these stragglers and shipped them back to the Outlands after they parachuted in. I like these kind of patch notes chosen. I don't know, like I've observed that where some games do it, where you have like a Discord does it, and other games too, where they make patch notes fun to read with like this.
They try.
Keep it up, please. Keep it up. It's fun.
Yeah, I just typed into our Twitch chat that Albion Online is the Florida of MMOs, and the more I think about it, it does kind of feel that way. We have stand your ground laws. We have our own Albion man. We have weird ways of naming things that don't make sense. We have giant swamps full of snails. I'm pretty down with it.
Wow. Now that you say it.
We have a large section of a retirement community. The rest seems like young kids on spring break, or hillbillies. It's like Albion.
Wow, the Florida of MMO gaming.
Yeah, Florida of MMOs, and we have our own Disney World.
We also have this very nice show where we can relax once in a while. And I wanted to plug, before we talk about more Florida or other topics, that we are still looking for emotes. Sorry to break in here, but this is super important, since otherwise we won't get enough of these. We have one sort of chosen already, I think, Shozen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have one. We have one that we chose. Mishireen, I'm fighting with Bogul right now to get that rat in. That one's on the line. I like it. He says that when it's small, it's too hard to understand. But I like the idea of a Hellgate rat. Let me pull up the... Do we have that?
I linked it.
You linked it in Twitch chat. Thank you. I can find it. Oh, you linked it in Twitch chat. Yeah. I was going to look in our chats. Oh, there's me.
I can link it to you, sure.
I got it. I've already got it. I'm
okay.
Pulling it up and looking at it. Let's see. There's not bias. I like it. I think it works for me. Bogul wasn't a fan. The B don't get. Nope. Sorry, guy. The B isn't gonna happen. We're gonna use raffle. Raffle's gonna happen. So Dran68, we're gonna get a hold of you, and you are going to get a free month of premium. We've decided this one. You're the first one we like a lot, and we're going to use it. Now, this one, at first, I was like, I don't understand this one, and then Bogul had to explain it to me, and now I get it. But I think 3 different emotes for the different enchantment levels aren't. I don't think they're necessary. That'd be half our emotes to enchantment colors. No, I like that you put in the effort. It's a good amount of effort. Thank you. I appreciate it. Patronus is upset that he didn't think of raffle. I think that's, again, we're going to use raffle. Raffle's going to happen. And here's the Hellgate rat. I kind of like it. It's good art.
You can make it even bigger if you click on the... Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. We might be putting these on a little bit of rotation. Maybe if we can swap them out over time. I don't even know if that's possible. But maybe we can just get in a few right now and then give away some premium. And then if more things come up, swap them out over time. Maybe. We'll have to check. We'll see. Yeah. We plugged the interviews. We mentioned again what everybody sort of knows: the Avalonian invasion started.
It did.
We gave a hint as that we need the emotes. Oh, there is some special info that I want to share with the world since it's happened today or over the weekend. And then we can look at the weekend, I suppose.
Okay.
There is a little bit of dev comments around the roundtable. And I just take the liberty to share it right here. They are currently looking at trying a stronger, quote unquote, version of the disarray debuff, quote unquote, soon. And they're also looking at changing some of the balance in regards to the Avalonian mobs in a patch, quote unquote, soon. I know that doesn't mean anything specific, but I think it's the first round of feedback that was received, looked at. I know a lot of people have written very emotional things, not only on the forums, but also on Reddit.
I've seen some emotional things here on chat about how they feel about it.
People have opinions on the disarray debuff. What I have seen is, on the one hand, it's make it stronger. It didn't quite work yet. And the other side says, well, let's give it some time, get some more data. But to me, most people are like, well, let's change it.
I'm right in the let's try it harder before we make it weaker thing. I want to see it have an impact first that really, because here's the thing is, we did watch it in effect on Invasion Day, and what we saw it mostly used for was a way to see how many people the other team had. That's what people used it for. You click on somebody, what's their debuff? Oh crap, they have a 25%. We only have a 16%. Let's bail. And they were out. So,
well, that doesn't seem like the intended use case, does it?
No. I felt like it led to less fights, not more. We saw large groups running around by Squawk, by Upset. Arch was filling zones, just straight filling zones. We saw Ego with a large group. We saw CIR with a large group for Poe. We saw a lot of full 25% debuff. And if we're going to go up to 25 and they're going to just cap it, and then they're going to be like, well, we're just going to add more people at 25%, fill up the zone again, because we did see a lot of Slideshow Bob. He was back on the weekend. We were getting one frame. Yeah, it was rough. But that's because everybody was filling the zones and, like, fighting. So that was pretty good. We did have a lot of fights. Even though we did have that running situation. We had a lot of running, but people were able to figure out really how to corner people very well. There was a lot of cutting off, a lot of running through large groups. It was good. We did see a lot of really, really good engagements. That I want to say that the EU was, like, better, but the NA was a giant fight towards the end, again, which seems to be the continuing trend with NA, is that it's always got a long fight at the end. We ended up having to just leave. Yeah, these things happen.
I'll find the links to the Twitch streams and post them for everybody to watch back in case you haven't had a chance to watch the Invasion Day yet. Now, one thing that I wanted to bring up very briefly that I heard about the Invasion or the Reset Day on the weekend, and specifically the fights, is that some of the action took a little bit longer. So the time to kill went up a little bit. And some people enjoyed that part, where certain one-hit dead situations didn't occur as much.
We did see a lot of continuing fights, a lot of back and forth. It was pretty good. Funstealer, maybe Funstealer is saying that the EU is poop, Bogle. You were here for the EU. Did you feel like the EU was poop?
Literally, no.
No, but figuratively even. I mean, you got to watch it. There was action the whole time for us as viewers. So if you're looking to watch the show...
It was pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you're watching a show, Funstealer, it might not have been that poo. If you were participating because people just ran away from you because you had 300 people in a zone, maybe.
I mean, it's all in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yeah.
Depending on which group you're with, it's like, why is everybody running away from us? Well, buddy, because you're here with your 300 closest friends. Obviously, duh. Yeah. Anything else about the weekend, the streams, the action you could observe?
Yes. There's a whole lot to it, but I would like to get into it in like a slightly different way because we're going to look at the map, Bogle. Because I feel like the map really tells a story, and if we go ahead and look at it, we can talk about a few things. And I want to start over here in Mercia because, well, it's the easiest one to generally do because there's so few, guilds and alliances in it. If we look at the alliance view, we see that Sun has done some work alone in their little Sunny alliance that aren't even in the top 10. I have no idea who they are, what they're doing, or why they're there. All I know is they're no longer a part of what is it called? Upset? The new Oops. These guys are completely new to me. They have lost a lot of the regular members of Oops. They have no. Let's see. Tea Party's still there. Sorry, my bad. Actually, Tea Party's still there. They lost. What was it? Hammer and Sickle. Say My Metatron. Druids were out a while ago, but they lost a lot of the smaller names too, and now they're basically consisting of the original Team Casualty that is not Team Casualty anymore because Team Casualty is in Take Care, Tea Party, AW Gaming, Nuke Jade Cove, Zoned Out, and a guild we've never heard of, Squid Squad. Now they are also, for those who don't know, the alliance that has the most territories out there. What did they have, Bogle? Do you remember what they had?
I think 80 something. Let me check. So you're talking about the reformation of Oops that is no longer Oops, but now called Upset, or as they write it out, actually Depressed. They have territories on this week 81. So they were the quote unquote victors of that reset/invasion day, at least in terms of territories. But once we saw, or once we looked at the different territories and the amounts of territories different alliances got to conquer, we sort of realized that we have to do a once over or start looking at how the alliance landscape changed. Because to me, it looked like everything changed except for like Arch, right?
Yeah. Arch stayed. Well, no, Arch even changed. Arch maintained its 10K number base, right? Like everybody else got smaller. Everybody got smaller. When you look at what happened to the Bunk Bed Gang and Phrasing's alliance, they're shattered. They're just straight shattered. They were a 4K, 8K alliance at times. 900 people?
Yeah.
4 guilds? But back over to the Upset guys. They are completely different, but they're still doing what Oops has always done. Taking territories. And they did a good job in both the EU and the NA section. Both are over in Mercia. They showed up in Cumbria. They showed up here in good old Siluria. And I believe, if we go over to the left, I believe we can already see even a couple territories over in Glavia. Are those just farms from when they were just sieging? Those might be all farms. They might just all be farms from when they were sieging. But I thought they had gone pretty far west for their general, territorial invasion. They generally stay over here in the east, try to get the big names, big territories. Squad did great over here as well. They're Squawk now. They've gone down in size as well. I believe, the Upset guys are around 1,800. Squawk is at 1,600, I want to say.
Yes.
And both have downsized mightily. This is good news for the entire game. Interesting thing, though, on Invasion Day, we still saw massive battles. We didn't see a lot of smaller battles between these big guys. The big guys brought all their fighters to bear on each other multiple occasions and filled some zones and experienced some slideshow pop. It was rough. But we saw something new here, and I'm looking at it, Bogle. A lot of Arch showing up in Mercia. I think they have like 3 or 4 territories. 4 territories in Mercia. 2
I
NA,
thought some
2
of these
EU.
were castles.
Are they castles? I think that they are territories.
No, not all of them, yeah. But No, you have a point there, and
Oh, one of them is castle. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, my bad. One of them is definitely a castle. But they
I
showed up.
wanted to mention very briefly the participants of the Squawk Alliance. It's Blue Army, Black Order, Victi Omnis, KFC, Conflict, June, the Evil Few, and the Blue Army Freemen, their alt guild. And that to me seems like they put together, at least with KFC, Victi Omnis, a bunch of and Blue Army ZVZ focused guilds, and then brought in some talent from June and Conflict for the GVG side, and even some ganking.
I think it's a much more rounded situation now. I mean, I did say that Conflict was the GVG side of June, but when I did that interview and I was thinking about the interview time, June wasn't in there yet. June was in their own alliance for a few days, and now they're back into the Squawk alliance. It's no longer Squad, it's now Squawk. So,
quick question: do you know, in terms of upset or oops, how they distribute? I assume Moneygirl is more GVG heavy, team casualty, CVZ or GVG?
The new TC, I don't know. The new TC did show up and balled out on Invasion Day. They did good work. I don't know who their leaders are. They're new to me because this is not the guys who have been the traditional. So TC is one of the most, I don't know.
Are you taking team casualty or take care?
Both. We're going with the TC title here. If you go back to when it started, it was a completely different guild than either of the TCs we have today. It was joined by a group called the Bangers. The Bangers came in, they GVG'd, and they eventually took over leadership. And when they were supposed to leave at the end of this beta, they did not. They took over, and the original TC members created the Bangers. They just stole their name, which was interesting. Then TC started getting involved in all the e-dating, and they lost members on 3 different occasions. Like their guild reformed completely on 3 different occasions. Most recently with Take Care leaving and creating its own group, which was the leadership of Team Casualty. Like, it just folded and then went off and created its own thing. Still using the acronym, TC.
Dude.
Yeah.
I have to say, by now, it's like the 8th iteration, and to me, in my mind, it's split into Take Care and Team Casualty, and that's what I need to distinguish between.
So you have the original Bangers now. The original Bangers, I believe, are Take Care. Like the guys who moved in, took over, did their thing, were
sort of
largely the very, I don't know, like the loud, like the players that most people knew from TC moved on to Take Care. The new Team Casualty is basically a new guild entirely, and we have to learn who they are. We don't know who they are. We don't know their history at this point.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that they're a completely different guild than any other TC before it, and they're the ones with the Team Casualty name. And this is what makes them so interesting, is that it's just some people describe it as a zombie guild, one that keeps dying and reforming with new parts. Interesting.
I just wanted to know whether or not
they ZVZ. I have no idea, Bogul. GVG. That's the point that I'm trying to make here. I'm guessing ZVZ because I've not seen them at all in GVG.
Okay.
But you can say that Tea Party is as well. AW Gaming and Nuke Jade Cove 100% are ZVZ. So AW Gaming came back over with Duratine after leaving when Take Care left. They created, and Shelty left. They all created their situation together. Duratine fell out of favor there, joined the Brazilians, took the Brazilians to Poe, fell out of favor there, brought them back over to Upset. Following?
This takes way too long.
All right, so Squawk. Squawk is Blue Army, Black Order, KFC, Conflict, June, Evil Few, and some alts, and Victi Omnis, who's the other Polish guild with the KFC. But Black Order is Shiro's guild, right? Now, Shiro he's often very involved in the game outside the game. He's always doing something. But as I always say, with any guild that Shiro's running, I always fear that it's going to burn out. This is probably better for him. This is a shorter season, Bogle. I think he can last 2 months. I think he can do it. I think Squawk, yeah. With Shiro can last the whole time. Maybe Shiro will finally get his own gem. It's quite possible. He was kind of
So that's the only 2 guilds we have in alliances, and then we can leave since we do mega alliances. No,
they're not mega alliances anymore. They're all so much smaller. They're like 1,500 now. Each guild inside of these matters more, which is the point. Like they're a better, like the consolidation of good guilds into alliances has really happened. Now you see like what's happening in quiet, clear comms. Like this is the leftovers of the Bedbunk gang. You have Phrasing, Ajir, Fjord, PK Killers, and an alt guild. But it's Phrasing. It's Phrasing and a few people that hung with them. You have to really get to, I don't know. Like I don't even know where the rest of Phrasing even went. Some are in Ego, some are in Poe. Like it's just completely shattered and fallen around, right? It's completely just Phrasing's left. That's what's left. Ajir still, I give them credit. They've always been around. I got to give them some credit, but I don't know. It's another situation where you have I can't even say it. Forget it. Forget that word. It's not happening. I feel like Donald Trump right now. Ego is the same way. Forget it. Ego is also 1,500 dudes. The only guild you really know, Ironborn, right? Isn't that what's the case? I think McDonald's maybe was in there right now, but McDonald's has like 1 territory, so forget them. Like until they step up, they're not putting forth until they show up. And Ego showed up on Invasion Day everywhere. Took 30-something territories. It was ridiculous. Absolutely. Black Flag. Sorry. Absolutely. Barbara Nichols, you're right. Black Flag, 100% active in
Russian
Ego.
National State, Martyrdom, Blood Force, Intersection, and No Q are also in Ego. For completeness sake.
Yeah, but I mean, Ironboard did work on the Invasion Day. Let's put it where the credit goes. It goes to them. They took 19 territories. Of their 35, go to 1 guy. Good job. Well done. Torthor did work on Invasion, especially during the NA period. They were out there. They did some work. All right. We also have the Mega Alliance left. The 1 Mega Alliance that's still here, Bogle. Still 10K members. Arch.
Still way too many guilds to name them all.
Yeah. Not going to do it. There was like some decent guilds joined. But it's hard to find them. Just for fun, how am I going to find you in there? You've got 73 other friends. The Druids, what happened to you? Weren't you guys in like Oops for a while? You guys had like clout. And now the rest, and it just keeps going. And Bogle, how many guilds do they have in this alliance? Is it 75, 76, 77?
Something like, yeah. I couldn't count.
Unicorn lovers, those guys are awesome, right? They got
But in terms of size, I think the next one that we have in terms of members is actually one of the bigger alliance, maybe the second largest one, the PoE, Partnership of Equals Alliance, where
PoE
we have
has
Crimson
grown.
Dawn Reborn, Yaga, Sema Metatron, Hasla Hitmans, Blocko Derua, Pretz, Varanga, So Salty, some people, Diora Mortis, and Scoia'tael.
And this is a couple of weeks ago. Hold on, I wanted to say, like a couple of weeks ago, I said like Poe had a lot of low tier guilds, like guilds I hadn't heard of. I feel like they've really put in a lot of guilds I've heard of. Scoia'tael, Blacko Derua, Hammer and Sickle, Hustle and Hitmen, Diora Mortis, So Salty, Say My Metatron, Yaga, Varanga, Pretz. I know all those guilds. I know every one of them. Those are all decent guilds. I mean, they've all shown up at times and taken territories and been effective. So this is going to be interesting. Poe is really starting to make a comeback here. Really pushed into the, I don't know, the game. We'll see how they do over the rest of this season. I know they're going to be playing for Season 8. I think that's more along their lines of what they can accomplish really without a main GVG force at this point. But they'll do well. All right. Oh, the Once Alliance, Bogul. Ecstasis, Fricks, Laboratorio, yeah.
Laboratorio,
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
Is that the bathroom?
Yes. They have almost 1,000 members. So middle size, I would say, but very strong contenders. And probably the guys who are recruiting the most as well, because they have Fricks.
Well, we know that Vastly Superior was recruiting as well. They were on just the other day. We had Asterial. That was another interview I did not that long ago. I think that was... Oh, is that also in that 2-week period, Bogul? Did we forget Asterial?
Probably.
Yeah, we had another interview. Oh, my God.
And Ecstasis is the combination of Aggressor and Gueros, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Content not found, Bogul. Arrow 404. And I think Red Lead makes me think of Froke 1.
Why?
Because they're both Star Wars references.
Oh, right.
X-Wing TIE Fighter. You know, references. I think this is all French, right? It's all French. Arrow 404 is doing work alone. Really? Because, I mean, do you know Red Lead? It's a direct question, Bogul. Do you know Red Lead?
No.
Okay. All right, who else do we have? We wanted to go through everybody who was in, what 10 territories each, you said?
Yeah.
So we had Masters in game. And now this is where we get Take Care again. This was supposed to be... Is Shelty in here with them? No. Look at that, Bogul. Before the season started, Take Care and Shelty kind of ran off and left Oops among some e-dating scandal and did their own thing. And they were supposed to have this super mega alliance between the two of them, and they were going to take things on, and Shelty was going to GVG, Take Care was going to ZVZ, they were going to control the world. That's not what happened here. As Target, I don't know who they are. Does anybody know who Target is? Can somebody give me a update on who Target is?
I think that's a supermarket.
Supermarket? They have more than groceries, Bogul. You can buy shirts and electronics there as well.
I've never been there.
Okay.
It's just... I haven't seen these guys much, but Take Care is one of these groups that I only touch with gloves. But Target I hadn't seen. Endgame is new to me, and the rest, maybe other than Assassinaros, are alt guilds. To me, that seems like a ZVZ force in general, but I have to keep a bit of a better eye on these guys because I haven't seen them too much. Similar to the next one's Wise Alliance, the Chosen Ones, with Shelty, Nirnasha, and Just a Game. I know Just a Game and Shelty, but yeah, as you said, I assumed they would be with Main this time around.
Nope. Shelty is down to 64 members, guys. Quick update. About a week and a half ago, Shelty died. Moving on, we can go talk about Valen, the Avalonian powerhouse. Not the Abalonian powerhouse, the Avalonian powerhouse. Headed up by Zorn, one of my favorite all-time guilds. Headed up by Lugsy. Great guy. A lot of fun to hang out with. And the Vikings of Albion, who are using our guild flag, Bogul. Did they get permission for that?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, because Enemy 1 was like one of us at one point. Yeah.
They also have Fabelhaft.
Fabelhaft. You gotta love.
I think Fabelhaft is a German guild, and Dutch squad seems fairly obvious what they are.
What is a Fabelhaft?
It's
like waffle?
No, it's on the one hand it can mean like very nice. On the other hand, it can mean like fabled.
Oh,
Um,
I
but
like waffle more.
they have their little carved out area still in the very far west there. So I think that's where these guys will settle for a while. And then the last alliance we have that has 10 territories or more is the Locust Alliance. Try to lock us with 300, almost 400 members, with Legions of Chaos, Flota, and Violets, and the guild that we finally learned how to say their name, Shozen.
Did we? Because I don't have Google up right now.
The Borshinowski cartel, right? No.
Nope.
Borschtynove cartel, which basically means
Yeah.
Amber cartel, if Google Translate serves me right. Chad? Yes? Yes. Great. Okay.
Yeah, the
Chad's
the
great.
Amber cartel there. Good job. I can't do it, Bogle. But who? Those are the only guys we really know from this one, right? We don't know Violets.
Yeah.
We don't know Flota. We don't know the Legion of Chaos. But we've seen these
I
guys
think-
forever, and we've never been able to pronounce them.
I think we have a bit of research to do, Shozen, for this new season, for some of these guilds that we have to admit we don't know, but that we have to get to know over the next few weeks for sure, and introduce them, I think, to the audience more.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen because we're going to have to report on what's going on the map, Bogle. And we've talked about it being a kaleidoscope before, but that was usually a kaleidoscope of guilds, right? Right now, it's just I don't know. There's more alliances out here on this map than I've ever seen before, and I don't know most of them. And that's fantastic. Like, who are these guys? Oh, I've never seen this flag before. I've never seen these guys. I have no idea who they are. But we're going to get to meet a lot of them. Unless they all disappear in 3 days, Bogle. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to disappear in 3 days like last time? Or do you think some of these guys... Because, Bogle, there's so many guilds right now who are unallied. And, like, if you pop it open, you can see on guilds, you can see how many are unallied over here. Especially over in the deep Anglia, Siluria area that used to be the bunk bed gang. There's so many. It's just ridiculous. We're going to have wars. It's going to be real, and we're going to try to cover some of it because the other one we've seen before. We've seen June fight Money Guild. We know what happens. Money Guild wins, June wins, Money Guild wins, June wins, Money Guild does something smart. And
June has more friends.
June has more friends, though. Well, I mean, actually, right now, like, they're pretty even at, 16 and 1,800 between the two alliances right now. And I believe June has less friends.
I think we have to give a shout out to the best guild in the game as well today.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the season rankings, of course.
Oh, because that's not going to happen very long, right?
No.
All right, let's talk about the top three, shall we? War Gods.
Best guild in game.
Best guild
Russian
in... I can't read what they have going on for them. They've got some X's and
the Discord link, yeah. You can go
backwards
We
N,
talked about experiences.
large B.
And we talked about Arrow 404.
We already talked about these two guilds. And I think this one right here, this one's going for top points. I think he's finally convinced Mojo that it's time to let him get the points, and he's going to go hard.
You think?
Yeah. I haven't talked to anybody there yet. I'm starting to remove myself from the squawk box, if you will, trying to find out less of what's going on there because I'm trying to be less biased, give these guys, everybody, an actual chance to get my attention here. And if I play less with squad, maybe, that'll help. Let's see.
Definitely.
Any questions from chat here? Because we're over our 30 minutes, and I feel like we'll probably just hang out here, not even turn it off for the overtime today because we're already kind of over. And sometimes I know the guys on SoundCloud are like, please, just let us have some of this great interaction you do with your audience that we don't get to hear because we're only on SoundCloud and can't get to it. What do you think, Bogul? Should we do that or should we leave?
We can just hang out for like 10 minutes. Why
Okay.
not? Because I want to sort of plug this, that there are a bunch of names that we don't know and we would like to know more about. We did a lot of interviews in the last 2 weeks, mostly due to how this show and the live situation was affected in the last 2 weeks. But we also want to keep this a regular thing going forward. We want to feature more of you on the show. We want to talk to your guild, your alliance, and put them here on the show for everybody to listen to. Talk to you about your opinions, talk to you about your little corner of the world, what's going on with the war between, that one 500-man alliance and the other 300-man alliance, instead of focusing on June and oops too much, I suppose.
I feel like we're going to end up covering them quite a bit anyway, even if we try to cover everybody else. So we're going to, I don't know, maybe even pick one day a week where we just cover, like maybe on Newbie Tuesday, we might just dive into some of these guilds we don't know. That's what we might do tomorrow or the next Tuesday after that, depending on how things go. Because we would like to get a hold of more of you guys. There's a lot of you, and it's hard to keep track. Especially when you keep bouncing around like you do. So contact us. Contact myself, Shozen4236, Discord. Bogul, what's yours?
6397.
Bogul 6397. You can find us on the good old Discords. Message us. We would love to talk to you, get some info on your guilds, and give you guys more airtime. Because we're not trying to ignore anybody. We're just reporting what is most reported to us, I guess. And if I get 4 or 5 reports about what's going on with Oops or Sorab, that's probably what I'm going to end up reporting on.
Yeah. I mean, we have to sort of see how the first week plays out and how the first, points distribute, because, I mean, we have to cover the season rankings, and that's some natural selection there. So we won't just skip the season rankings because we want to talk to noobs. Or no, smaller guilds. But yeah, I can't wait to talk to maybe somebody from KFC, maybe somebody from Skoyatel, maybe somebody from Phrasing for once, maybe So Salty.
I'd like to hear what kind of shape Phrasing is in. Yeah. Richie Ratchet, I've actually already interviewed Momono of Broke Boys. You can go and find that on our SoundCloud. I did that way back when. And then Momono got emotional and had some, I don't know. He got emotional, we'll say that much. And I've tried to reach out to him again, but I have to touch him with like a very, very long pole right now. Just poke him a little bit and go, tell me what you think. And then he yells something really loud and I try to write it down. And then I bring it to you guys. From Emotional Mondays, we used to do that occasionally, Emotional Mondays, when I would try to find something weird going on in Albion and get Momono's opinion on it. So I have done some Broke Boy stuff. Anything else? Donuts. Everybody does love donuts. Bogul, what do they call donuts over in Germany?
Donuts.
Amazing.
I think it's an American invention that is just imported.
I would. Funstealer says I should interview Derek. Actually, I think I would like to go on Derek's show if possible, so that he can get the views for it. I think if we're gonna do it, I owe him a little bit, so maybe get him the views over there. If he wants to come cast or something like that, maybe we'll work that out. But yeah, I think the interview, we would do it over there or something. Give him the views. Maybe do it right after this show or something. That way he can, quiz me on all the stuff about Albion I don't know, and Cassidy, interview Cassidy. That would be interesting for sure. We can see about that one. you want to write that one down, Bogul? Tricosity.
Tricosity. Make sure everything's locked down. Okay.
Okay. Yep. What could he steal though? Not really much. Fringe Recall? I have never heard of Fringe Recall. That would be interesting. Let me bring up the rankings. Season rankings. Let's see. Who did we want to look up? Good old Broke Boys. I think there's a space in there. Nope. Nope. Are they... Bogul. Any idea where Broke Boys went?
I don't know how to spell them.
Yeah, neither do I. I can't find them.
Maybe they aren't on the rankings yet. I don't know, guys.
Where is Sorab's guild? Sorab, I don't think he's in Shelty anymore. So it's probably in Maple Story 2. That's probably where you could find his guild right now. I think he's taking a break from the PvP and anything with a dark tone. I think he needs something, you know, maybe Care Bear Countdown math game, you know, where you can play against kids so he can win. I don't know. I don't think he's here though. I actually tried Funstiller. I've actually tried to get Shiro on. I've talked to him. He said that he was inactive and he didn't want to do it while he was inactive. So I will message him now that he's active again and see if he's going for first place and try to bother him with that. I told him we could do a really quick one and I'd let him say whatever he wanted and then I would just bleep out everything he said. So it would just be me asking questions, then a bunch of bleeps for like 2 minutes. Those who know Shiro understand that.
Yeah. I don't have anything else for today.
Oh my god, I have to report that though. Broke Boys kicked Tea Party out of their alliance in Season 6 because Fun Sponge brought a spear to ZVZ. Oh boy, that's great. That's better than kicking out a guild because one person stole stone. Didn't that happen to Tea Party? Yeah.
Oh wait, I have something we can read since it was posted 7 minutes ago and then maybe go out of the show with this. Check your PM. It is Retroman posting a response to the Disarray Zerg debuff thread on the official forums saying, thanks everybody for your feedback. After the first big fights, we observed 2 main problems with the current iteration. Do you want to pull this up?
Yeah, I'm on
if
it
you
right
guys
now.
want to check it out.
Yeah.
I posted it in Twitch chat as well. And the observed problems are the relative debuff difference is not very high between big groups because they're all close to the 25% cap. Having 2 big groups fight, both with a highly stacked debuff, changes the combat meta quite a bit. To improve this, we will rework the debuff and the stats in the following way. First, the debuff starts at 25 players. Every 5 additional players, the bonus defense versus players is reduced by 1%, while also reducing the bonus damage by the same effective value. So if 2 Zergs of the same size fight each other, the damage and the defense reduction should cancel each other out. Fighting mobs is not affected. And then every 5 players, it starts at 25 at 1% and goes to 255 at... Oh, it's not linear.
No, it's not.
It is very linear until...
There are some jumps. It changes from, like, some are 3 points. It goes from 2 to 3, then back
Well,
to
the,
2.
the bonus defense just gets reduced linear, right? Until 255, and it's 47%. And the bonus damage, though, goes linear until 150. And then it's 2 points. And then it gets even stronger. Whew. Wow.
All right. Well, this is going to be interesting to figure out, guys. This is going to be fun to test. I'm glad that it continues now. We were at a situation where it was you got to the cap and then it just didn't matter anymore and people were just bringing more people. You didn't know how many people are chat. Like you didn't know. You just knew they had full debuff. Now, the way this is written is a little confusing to me, so I'm going to have to go and study up on it and read the follow-up questions and see what happens when they clarify this, Bogul. But we got some new info here, and it's like we gave news right here, live. It's like breaking news. Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, it's basically you have every 5 players is 1% less defense and 1% less damage. And that is a linear scaling every 5 players until you have 150. And then the defense keeps on scaling the same while you do even less damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
50%. Or wait, on 255 you have 50%, 45 something less defense, and you do 90% less damage.
Is that
am
what
I
it is?
am I reading this
I don't
wrong?
know. I don't know.
Well, let's figure this out and then talk about
it says
this
it's
tomorrow.
bonus damage. What does bonus damage really refer to?
Because it's negative bonus damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is what is the bonus damage that they're peeling off first? How much of our damage is bonus damage? Like, that's when I go, well, if we have 90% less bonus damage, it still means we have 10% bonus damage. What's our base damage and then the bonus damage on top of that? So it's...
I think it's your base damage that is modified with the bonus damage. And since the bonus damage is negative, you essentially deal less damage.
Bogul, you're going to have to... You do math here because they don't trust my American education is what I just heard from chat. Okay. So you tell us what this means because...
I will. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe in the next few days.
Yeah, he needs about 48 hours to reset after seeing these kind of numbers. He's like, what? Maths. All right. Okay. We will get on this for tomorrow or maybe Wednesday. Tomorrow we might spend a more... newbie-friendly day. We tend to do newbie-friendly stuff. Can we interview Retroman to see how high he is when he makes these things? I already interviewed Retroman.
I mean, it's time for a balance patch soon, right? And last time you sort of promised to come back on the show with the next balance patch. So, can do.
Yeah, we'll take a look. Okay. Bogul, on that note, I think it's time for us to bow out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching the show. It was a good time as always. Sorry it was a little disjointed there at times. I'm surprised we weren't as on. It just didn't feel on, Bogul.
The Alliance stuff was a little bit long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We'll figure it out as we get to know these alliances better. Main thing is we want to cover more alliances, more guilds, figure out who all these guys are, and not make it about 4 or 5 guilds anymore. And do what we can to get more coverage for all of you players so that everybody feels like they're included on the AO Daily Show. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can find us Monday through Friday right here on twitch.tv/Albion Online. And then later, not right away because it's not live, on youtube.com and soundcloud.com/AlbionTV. I believe we are all up to date finally on those 2 venues. So if you are a fan of listening on your way to work, you can now do that. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in and stay classy, Albion.
Bye.